Welcome back to On Title Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Staying safe out there amidst the craziness that is the COVID-19 disaster of 2020. I want to cover a rumor today, and I'm doing it live because I'm kind of feeling under the weather. Not cold symptoms, nothing like that, so don't freak out. It's just, I'm not feeling well. It's more neurological than it is physical. Anywho, I want to cover this rumor that is being circulated. John Talks just covered it an hour ago in one of his videos. But anyway, we got this thing from Cosmic Book News. Kathleen Kennedy rumored to be destroying the Mandalorian. And I am going to crumble this rumor fairly easily, folks, with simple logic. It's going to crumble easier than a KFC biscuit. Anyway, the rumors surrounding the Mandalorian surface in regards to Baby Yoda, the Emperor, Rey, and Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. The rumors come from the future ruler of the Earth, Doomcock, Hail Doomcock, on YouTube, who previously leaked details about the Rise of Skywalker and who is responsible for those initial rumors about Disney losing confidence in Brie Larson and Captain Marvel and the recent Star Trek disaster rumor. Thing is about Doomcock, dude's connected. He may have a silly name to most people who don't know him, but don't freaking disregard his connections simply because he has a funny name, folks. Anyway, the Mandalorian rumors. Rumors claim that Kathleen Kennedy wanted originally tie in the Mandalorian to Rise of Skywalker, and in particular, Emperor Palpatine and Rey. Kennedy wanted to use the Mandalorian to explain how Palpatine survived, how he built up his army, how he managed to construct his fleet, basically retconning and explaining the awful details in Tross. I'm not even going to say its full name because it's an insane insult to Star Wars. That was never addressed. It is said the initial pitch for the Mandalorian was, or that while looking for Baby Yoda, or Baby Yoda's home, the Mandalorian is hired to search for someone's missing loved one, and that quest would lead into the Palpatine retconned storyline. The rumor claims Jon Favreau wasn't at all happy with Kennedy's approach, and so he enlisted George Lucas. Ooh, that must have hurt her. And they went above Kennedy to Disney CEO Bob Iger, which resulted in Kennedy being distanced from The Mandalorian. It's also been said that Kennedy has been banned from the season 2 set, though this rumor says Kennedy is still somewhat involved and attends meetings. So yes, there are a couple of, shall we say, conflicting reports. Anywho, it's claimed that Kennedy still wants to move forward with the story that the child is actually a reborn Yoda, something Iger is said to have been on board with. Iger recently stepped down as CEO, but that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni don't like the idea and are attempting to get it changed. Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger, you are on board with the idea of making the child Yoda species a reborn Yoda? Let me ask you something. Can you do basic math? Because here's the thing, folks. Yoda was alive when Baby Yoda was born. Baby Yoda is exactly the same age as Anakin Skywalker. And last I checked, Yoda was alive when Anakin Skywalker was alive. So how the hell did Emperor Palpatine, or at this time Senator Palpatine, get his hands on Yoda's species blood, or even Yoda's DNA, to clone him? I'm sorry, folks. You also have to realize that if this was Yoda reborn, wouldn't that make his appearance in The Last Jedi a little speculative, or a little, what's the term? Weird? Anyway, let's continue. It is said the child will not be called Yoda, but as time goes on, he will be able to recall his past. He's a fucking child. Yes, he's lived for 50 years. Also, folks, if this was a reincarnated Yoda or reborn Yoda, this child would not have used the dark side of the Force to frickin' choke out Gina Carano. I'm sorry. You guys are completely unaware. Kennedy is completely unaware of who Yoda is. Oh, God, this just hurts. It's further story saying that the Force put people went or where they. That's not how the Force works. Force puts Yoda back into play because this bullshit. I made any, which also implies or applies to Rey as the Force wills it. That's just lazy story writing, folks, and it's stupid story writing to boot. If Kennedy gets her way, the Mandalorian will be used to justify Rey in the Disney Star Wars trilogy as a Mary Sue. The rumor also notes that the production sound surrounding The Mandalorian Season 2 is really positive, and that Favreau is well liked, so we'll have to wait and see how things play out. And that Star Wars seems to be in really good hands with Favreau and Filoni, who are also rumored to be taking over Star Wars. So yeah, there's that rumor too, folks. Worth a note that I am also guessing Kathleen Kennedy will be gone when her contract expires next year, as Iger is also basically gone from Disney, and Steven Spielberg recently departed from Indiana Jones, Lucasfilm's Indiana Jones 5. Kennedy is a longtime producer of the Indiana Jones flicks, so do the math. I am also guessing Kennedy's involvement with Lucasfilm and Star Wars is on a limited basis. So that's the article. But yeah, they're trying to say that this baby Yoda is Yoda reborn. How does that work exactly? Because the only way that it would work is if Yoda didn't show up in The Last Jedi, unless this child dies before the events of The Last Jedi. And I truly hope he doesn't. I hope that they keep him around so that he may be a character in a Star Wars series that takes place hundreds of years after the Disney trilogy. Because the Disney trilogy, I would love to forget. Anywho, the other stuff that basically disproves that this species, the child, the baby Yoda species child, is not Yoda reborn. Like I said, it would have been alive during the time that Anakin was alive, because it's Anakin's exact age. And also, it is basically it's used the dark side, which Yoda will not do. I mean, yes, in Legends, he turned to the dark side simply to prove a point to Dooku. He literally turned to the dark side on a whim just to prove a point. That tells you how powerful he is. And he changed back just as quick. Now, in Disney canon, he has not turned to the dark side or any of that. But there's also, it seems that I am getting a couple of messages. I'm sorry. Anyhow, it also seems that if this is Yoda Reborn and they're just trying to use it to justify Rey as a Mary Sue, it's stupid because you're talking about two separate species, apples to oranges. Yoda's species has a natural affinity, a natural strong affinity to the Force, where Rey is a human. Humans have an affinity to the Force. Yes, Anakin was born with an extremely high midichlorian count, even higher than Master Yoda's, but still, it doesn't change the facts that this would be a heavy retcon, folks. And yes, that is not something that they really need to be doing anymore. It's already, or I've been paying attention to Star Wars Theories going overs of the novel of Rise of Skywalker, and I gotta say that some of these things are just god awful. That this novel is going to be god awful. So yeah, I am going to basically say that if this rumor has any sort of merit, if it has any sort of truth attached to it, that I am not going to be happy one iota with how Disney is handling Star Wars, especially with the new leadership that is Bob Chapek, who also I think is a complete asshole, considering how he's going to continue pushing representation in kids' movies that have no place in kids' movies. I'm sorry, that's the one thing I agree on with 1 Million Moms. I agree with their one assertion that sexuality should not be a part of children's movies, and that people should not preach, or that movies should not preach, they should entertain everyone. Anywho, sorry for that small digression. But yeah, folks, that is going to be the video. Let me, or y'all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of this rumor. Do you think it has any merit? Do you think that there's any truth to it? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. This has been Orange Hat Reviews, and I will catch you all on the next one. Take it easy, folks.